You might have seen lots of postings going around talking about AI having a her moment, and in the same way, education having a her moment. I want to make sure that this is explained to everyone so that there's no confusion, and also talk about the realities of what that means. So when we say the her moment, we're referring to a movie that came out about 10 years ago, 2013, and it starred Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson. The idea here is that it took place in the not too distant future, right? Where we are right now. And the main character, which is Joaquin Phoenix, he's going through a bunch of difficult times, emotional issues, going through a divorce, all these type of things. So he starts to sort of push away from society, right? He becomes depressed. He's a loner now, but he still wants a relationship. He still wants connection because he's human, right? That's how it works. So he finds comfort by getting an AI operating system, the most advanced at the time. And the thing is that this operating system, it's basically just a voice. And that voice is played by Scarlett Johansson. And it's a very advanced OI. It's a very advanced AI and operating system, but it's an artificial intelligence, very advanced, sounds exactly like a regular human, full conversation, full emotional connection, able to do all sorts of things. That's kind of where we're at right now, or where we're going to be in the very close future. So I want to compare the movie to reality and then talk about how this affects education and some things for us to look out for. So I'm going to show you this first clip and then think about its capabilities.
So how can I help you?
Oh, it's just more that everything just feels disorganized. That's all.
You mind if I look through your hard drive?
Okay.
Okay, let's start with your emails. You have several thousand emails regarding LA Weekly, but it looks like you haven't worked there in many years.
Oh, yeah. I think I was just saving those because I thought maybe I wrote something funny in some of them.
Yeah, there are some funny ones. I'd say there are about 86 that we should save. We can delete the rest.
Okay.
Okay? Can we move forward?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So before we address your organizational methods, I'd like to sort through your contacts. Oh, you have a lot of contacts.
I'm very popular.
Really? Does this mean you actually have friends?
Well, you just know me so well already.
So there we saw that it was able to go through and look at all the emails that this person ever sent, go through and look at the hard drive. And then by doing that, now it knows that person so much better, right? It has a much firmer understanding of the individual. And you can see this kind of playful conversation style when going through and doing all this. And then it was able to help the individual with a task. They wanted to declutter. So they were able to go through and delete emails that they didn't need, but keep certain ones that he felt were important. She was able to help him understand all that. So do we have that capability now? Yes, 100%. Right now we have an AI with Google Gemini and other components of that can go through and look at all of your Gmails, look at all the emails, and then you can search, advanced search through the AI. You can tell it to do different things. You can ask it questions about different aspects of what's inside. Very powerful things. And in the same way, Microsoft with their Copilot AI can do the same thing with Microsoft email. So this capability is definitely here, and that's going to go across sort of their network, their world of applications. So you can do things with Microsoft Office as well as with email, combine those two with your calendar. In the same way with Gemini, with Google, you'll be able to do things with your email as well as Google Docs. So all of that will be connected. Again, very powerful, just like in the movie. The thing we have to be careful of course, is giving over all of our power and capability to the AI. This will be very beneficial. This will help us to be more effective, but we have to watch out as far as, are we losing too much control? We have to be cognizant of that, right? So within AI literacy, we teach the 4 different components. One is awareness, one is capability, one is knowledge, and critical thinking. All four of those are in play here. We have to have an awareness of, well, what are we giving up if we let the AI do certain things? Within capability, we can see what it can do. Maybe it is beneficial for certain things of what we want. We don't necessarily need to do that the entire time, all the time. So we need to understand, well, what can I choose to do? And then we also need to think about the knowledge aspect. Is my information safe? What happens if the AI does something that I don't want it to do? What are the boundaries there? We have to be cognizant of all these things. We have to have this awareness. What are we giving up? What are we getting in return? And the critical thinking about this is also important, meaning over reliance. What if there's an issue with an email that gets sent out? How am I going to address that? Am I losing the capability of properly answering my emails, of properly interacting with this information? Again, just things to think about, because the big message that I want to send with all of this is that it needs to be a balanced approach. I think it is going to be very powerful, but we just have to think it through, right? So yes, we totally have this capability that we see in the movie for that instance. Now, what else is there? Well, this next scene, I want you to listen to what the AI says as far as it's going through and trying to comfort the main character, right? And listen to what goes on here.
I can feel the fear that you carry around, and I wish there was something I could do to help you let go of it, because if you could, I don't think you'd feel so alone anymore.
So yeah, very comforting words, very conversational. It is this idea of creating a relationship, which is great because now we have more emotional connection, which will help us in many different ways. It will help with loneliness, let's say, but it'll help us to better understand information. If we have a conversational style, it'll be that much easier to engage, but we have to be careful. Again, what are we gaining? What are we losing? Because if we establish a relationship with the AI becomes so personable. It has an extended memory where it can remember things as far as who we are, really start to develop a relationship. Well, then we might lose an aspect of, if we have such a great relationship here, we might not develop a good physical relationship over there. Again, some extreme aspects, but something to keep in mind. So let's see how the movie, the fictitious situation here, let's see how that compares to real life. Let's see a real life implementation, a real life utilization of AI trying to comfort or trying to help a real person. So this is real AI really helping someone in a real situation. So let's compare.
Do you remember where you saw my glasses?
Yes, I do. Your glasses were on the desk near a red apple.
What can I add here to make this system faster?
Adding a cache between the server and database could improve speed.
What does this remind you of?
Schrodinger's cat.
I'm gonna go on an overnight camping hike where we're camping all this. It's gonna be dark, cold. Should I use these shoes? It's the mountains. It's probably gonna be cold.
Great, no worries. Let me take a look. Ah, those are the Trek Star hiking sandals. While they're fantastic for summer hikes and keeping your feet cool, they might not be the best choice for cold
Oh my goodness.
mountain
So, okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Pick the best thing that I should use, and can you just add it to my cart? Just one product.
No worries. Let's go with the Trek Ready hiking boots. They're durable, provide great ankle support, and most importantly, they'll keep your feet warm in the cold mountains.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Rocky. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm awesome. Listen, I got some huge news.
Oh, do tell. I'm all ears.
Well, in a few minutes, I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
Well, it's for a software engineering role, but I just need to know, do I look presentable, professional?
Well, Rocky, you definitely have the I've been coding all night look down, which could actually work in your favor. Maybe just run a hand through your hair or lean into the mad genius vibe. Your enthusiasm is what's really going to shine through.
I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to throw this on. What do you think?
Rocky, that's quite a statement piece. I mean, you'll definitely stand out. Though maybe not in the way you're hoping for an interview.
Okay, I got it.
That was pretty powerful because those are several different examples there, right? And the big thing to see there is the usefulness. Yes, very useful. The relationship development there, because it was so conversational, so real. It felt very realistic, like that's a real person talking there, right? So again, we have to think about this development of a relationship. Now, I can think of many, many different situations where this would be great to have, great to develop this relationship. Maybe that person doesn't have friends, so this would be a great friend to have, but it's a friend only in the sense that it helps us to accomplish this task. We have to be very careful because it's not a real person. And we can't let students think that this is a real type of relationship, because is that healthy? No. If it's not going to be healthy if it's to the detriment of establishing real connections, real social connections with real people. Now, this could definitely be a good helping, a stepping stone, right? Where, hey, if I can develop a good relationship here, it gives me practice. It helps me to develop this type of connection so that now I can do that in real life as well. This can be a great coach to help us in many different situations, to help us to understand, to help us to go through a process, just like those examples shown. Excellent. But I want to go back to this example of relationships and a friend. So I'm going to show you an AI and how it can be used, and then we'll talk a bit more specifically about this, because this is a major shift, right? So check this out.
One of our developers, Ryan, simply shared his screen with Copilot while he was playing Minecraft. Now, what you're going to see here is two voices. The first will be Ryan, the second will be Copilot. And he's going to be having a natural conversation like he would with a friend while he plays. Let's watch this experience.
Hey, Copilot, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing great, and it looks like you're about to dive into some Minecraft. Ready to build, explore, and maybe dodge a few mobs?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make a sword. My son plays this game all the time, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
No worries. I'm here to help you impress your son. I see you've got a crafting table in front of you, which is a great start. To craft a sword, you'll need some materials. Can you open your inventory? Just press E on your keyboard.
Yeah, do I have what I need?
Let's see. You've got some sticks, perfect for the sword's handle, but it looks like you're missing the material for the blade. You can use wood, stone, iron, gold, or diamond.
All right, let's pause it there for a second. Did you see how Copilot not only could understand that he was in Minecraft, but it could also understand Ryan's request for help and assess the inventory on his screen? Well, it gets better. As Ryan continues, he gets a surprise that Copilot amazingly identified, and it tailored its interaction. Let's watch.
Let's start by gathering some wood or stone. Shall we head out and find some resources?
Yeah, that sounds great. Oh my God, what's that?
Oh no, it's a zombie. Run, you need to get away from it fast. Either sprint away or quickly build a tower of blocks straight up to get out of its reach. If you can find a shelter or dig into the side of a hill, do it now. Just make sure it can't reach you.
All right, I think I might be safe now.
Cool. That was a close one. Great job finding shelter.
Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, whenever I give a presentation talking about AI literacy and I talk about having an awareness, I talk about how AI is all around us. And then I bring up games, because games is a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? And the thing is that when I think of games, when I talk to people who are about my age, maybe a little bit older, when we talk about games, we're talking about entertainment, right? Like, oh, this is fun, we're going through it, and it's maybe a little bit of stress relief. So it's entertainment. That's my generation and older generations in general. But when we talk to younger people, people that are getting into college, high schoolers, when they're asked about games and what it means to them, they talk about gaming, playing games online, Xbox, online games, PC games, all sorts of things. When they talk about that, they talk about the importance of it in order to have greater social connection. Yeah, from games. Why? Because they play games online and then they're talking to their friends, either friends that they know that are in another house nearby, another apartment nearby, or friends that they've made online that are in other parts of the world. So that's great that in that it helps them develop social connections. But in that example that I just showed you, they wouldn't even need to develop a social connection with real people. Why? Because now, instead of having this AI that in the past, I would say AI is going into games, meaning that it could be a character in the game, a non-playing character, an NPC, right? But that you could interact with, you could ask questions about the game, things like that in the game, but you would still have your social connection with your buddies that you're going through and playing it. Now it's shifted in that, yes, we'll still have that. That's being implemented in many different games. It's already there. But now we also have this AI that it's as if it's sitting right there with us. So now it can usurp or take the position of a friend that we're playing with. This friend could be playing right next to you because the AI now can function as that coach or that friend, that buddy right next to you that's helping you with the game. So they could be enjoying it with you, by their expressions, by that conversation. You saw how they were saying things like, oh yeah, this is what you need to do to build the sword. But then another part is like, oh, watch out. There's this mummy or this monster coming, right? So again, you see that the emotional connection that happens there. I could definitely switch to, this is all I need to play a game with a social companion because it's over here, it's with me, I control it and all these things. So we have to be very careful with that. Now, again, some of you might be listening to this and thinking that it's a bit extreme, but it isn't, because there's a fair amount of research that already talks about this. I actually did a little bit of research with a group called Replica, right? They've been around for quite a while. I researched some of the things that they've done, and their whole thing was to try and develop an AI that could function as your friend, that could function as that was their main purpose. And it's quite popular. They have millions of people that subscribe to it. And it works really nicely. This was a few years ago when I checked into it. So now I'm sure it's way more powerful, but you can see that there is a huge demand for this. Now that's just one company. If we look at some statistics as far as what's going on with some of the Asian countries where they're a bit more advanced in utilization and implementation of this type of technology, you can see that there are issues because there's lots of lonely guys out there, lonely females, and this definitely fills a void by having an AI, an artificial friend, an artificial relationship, even a love interest. Yes, that's really happening. So as we shift over and start moving forward with this really advanced AI that can seem very human-like, it's important for us to bring these things up, to talk to our students, to say, hey, you have to be careful about establishing these type of relationships. The AIs that have just come out with their capabilities, human-like connection, human-like conversations and the speaking, that's the tip of the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg. I know it seems very like, wow, this is unbelievable. Tip of the iceberg. Multimodality is going to increase even more. The AIs will know even more about you. Of course, we have Google, we have Microsoft, we have OpenAI. Meta is definitely going to go even deeper with this. Think about everything that Meta would know about an individual, meaning their likes, their posts, their social interactions on social media. That would be able to create a really powerful AI that would know even more about you than just the emails. Putting it all together, even more powerful. So we have to think about this because as instructors, as teachers, as professors, we should be having these discussions with our students. This needs to be part of AI literacy, right? Over-reliance, critical thinking, understanding bias, the ethical aspects of this. We have to make sure that students understand that it's okay to use it as a coach, as a tool, but know that, hey, it's not sentient and it doesn't really have a relationship with you. It's programmed to do that. So these feelings or these connections of interaction here, of social connection, it's not real because it's programmed. Now, yes, it might fill a void, but it's not healthy to just have this. We can have some of this, the balanced approach, but we also need real physical relationships. There's been lots of research talking about the health of a human being, and the number one thing that comes up more and more is having good social connections. That is what will give you good longevity, that will give you a good quality of life, is having real connections with real people. So we have to make sure that this comes up and that we address this. We, as instructors, as the teachers here, we help the students understand this. It can't just be this thing that goes unknown, undiscussed. we have to bring it out there, and we have to talk about this amongst ourselves and definitely within our students, because our students will gravitate to the technology. They'll see it as a great tool, which it is, a great coach, which it is, but it has to be a balanced approach. We can't just go overboard, the over-reliance, and then the addiction that might come with this. So we have to be very careful. That's why I really want to express this right now. I would love for us to have a discussion about this in the comments. So please, let's interact and talk about solutions, talk about what we think is right, what we think maybe isn't right, many different things associated with this. And this is going to become more and more important as the connection and as the usability increases more and more. Right now, it's just a voice, a great conversational voice. Very soon, it will be, again, multimodal in that what's to stop it from having a great sort of visual representation, very photorealistic video of that person talking, of that AI talking. Yeah, that's right around the corner. And it'll look extremely real, as if you're video conferencing with a real person. So you'll be able to totally interact on this level, right? And even then, future implementations, tying it into virtual reality. So now it could be this three-dimensional looking individual that's your AI that you can interact with in virtual reality, or even augmented reality. So in the real world, it could seem like it's right there with you. All sorts of possibilities that are coming very, very soon, because this technology is just going through the roof as far as its evolution and capability. So let's keep that in mind. Let's talk, let's discuss, let's address this together so that we can all benefit and use it properly, effectively, to enhance education overall for everyone. Thank you. And remember, learning is for life. Thank you, everybody. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, and contribute, because we would love to have a continuous discussion about this. Please comment. Let's talk about this. What are your ideas? How could this be solved? What are the things we need to look for? Let's learn from one another. Thanks a lot.